Hello everybody and welcome to Skrrt Garage. My name is Connor and today I'm going to be making a track prep video. This video is by no means comprehensive because I'm sure you guys, if you do go to the racetrack, you might find that I've left some things out or that you might do some things that you could add to this list, and that is completely fine. As a matter of fact, most racetracks are pretty similar across the nation with the things that they require, but there might be some regional differences. So what I'm going to do today is simply go over some of the bare bones things that you need to do to prepare yourself and your car for the racetrack. I'll also talk about a few highly recommended items that you can bring with you, and of course some optional extras. So with that guys, we're going to get this video started. Let's go. Okay guys, what we are going to do is start off talking about the things that you need to do to your car to get your car ready for a track day. First things first, you must change your oil, and I would highly recommend at the same time, if you haven't done it and your car has over 20,000 miles, I personally would recommend that you consider changing your differential fluid as well. Some people recommend that you change it at 30, 40, 60,000 miles. If you drive the car hard and you know that it's prone to lock up, or even better, if it's electronic differential, I just recommend that you replace your fluid. It's not going to do any harm to it as long as you're using the correct fluid. So oil, differential, this is a manual transmission car, so with that I went ahead and changed the manual transmission fluid in this as well. When I first bought it, this car had 22,000 miles, and I just wanted to make sure that all the fluids were completely up to date and ready. Now, oil, differential, and manual transmission fluid are very important, but probably the most important fluid that you guys can check when going on track is your brake fluid. Now, when you go on track, the brakes are obviously going to get abused because you're going to be using them to slow down lap after lap, those very high-speed long straights. And what can happen is your brake fluid, if it's meant for the street, it has a boiling point, and that boiling point can be reached very easily on track. So I also recommend that you guys change your brake fluid with something that has a much higher boiling point. I went out to this last track day, I brought my car, my father brought his very nice AMG GT63, and guys, when we were out there, his car, by the third session, he had to start pumping his brakes because his brake fluid completely boiled over. Granted, it's a really big car and it was extremely hot out, but you don't want that to happen. You want to have that positive, I guess, feedback from your brake. It gives you a lot more confidence as you're driving the car. So again, just go ahead and change all the fluids if you know you're going to take your car on track this year. But it is also very important to check your suspension. I recommend that you take a wheel off and just go ahead and look at everything, because believe me guys, you do not want to be that person who has a broken tie rod or a broken end link or something like that on track and your car's either flopping all over or you spin out on turn one because you have a broken tie rod. That has happened before on track, and so you just don't want that to be you. So check all your suspension pieces, make sure everything is up to par, make sure everything is ready. And with that, you also want to check your brake pads, that they are, sufficient width, and your lugs. Your lugs is a big one. You want to check the lugs and that they have the correct torque spec on them before you go to the track. After your first session, you always want to be checking that because it's a hazard. So I always bring with me one of these. It is a torque wrench. I bought this on Amazon and it's been awesome. It goes up to like 250 foot-pounds of torque. BMWs use a 17mm socket. I would recommend that you just go ahead and bring one of these with you when you go to the track. Okay, that is pretty much everything. If you've already checked your oil, your coolant, your brakes, your differential, everything, and you've looked at your suspension, you know your car's ready. Now it's time to focus on you. Are you ready? Let's talk about some of the things that you need when you show up to the track. First off, let's talk about the attire. Now nationwide, it's really pretty consistent. You're gonna need closed-toed shoes, you're gonna need long pants, and you're going to need a long sleeve shirt. If you're in somewhere like Oklahoma where it is extremely hot, I highly recommend that you bring a change of clothes, whether that's shorts, a short sleeve t-shirt or something like that, I highly recommend that you do so. I normally bring just kind of a dirty old long sleeve shirt every time I go, and I also make sure to bring a short sleeve shirt and something for some sun protection on your head and neck. If you didn't know, when you're out there driving, you do your session and then after that you wait a good 45 minutes to an hour at a lot of separate tracks to let your car cool down and to let other groups run. And during that time, if it's hot or whatever, you want to make sure that you're staying hydrated, that you're out of the sun. And so getting a hat or getting some sunscreen or something like that can definitely help you, I guess, avoid heat exhaustion while you're on track. The next really important thing that you need to have when you go to a track day is a certified helmet. Now this is a Race Quip helmet. I went for steel gloss. I love this color. To be honest guys, I actually bought like 4 or 5 separate helmets, tried them all, see which one fit my face the best. I also wanted something that was comfortable, breathable, and I guess easy to be in the car with. And this is the one I landed on. If you want to see a video, because I actually made a video comparing all of them, if you want to see that video, drop a comment in the comment section down below and I can make that happen. But the most important thing isn't how cool it looks or the color. The most important thing is the rating. This is a Snell 2020 rated helmet. Now what does that mean? Well, every 5 years, helmets have to be certified. And so 2010, 2015, 2020, they all get certified. 9 times out of 10 at a autocross event or at a any sort of motor racing event, they will accept anything 10 years old. And so now we're in 2021, so that means that the last helmet that you can have is a 2015 helmet. Now why? Because you have 10 years, 2015, that will go till 2025. If you have a 2010 helmet, unfortunately guys, you will need to buy a new one. At least on all the tracks that I've been to, they require that you have one within 10 years. I bought this one, like I said, it's a 2020, so that means this should be good until 2030. So there you go. Now some other things that are highly recommended, but I guess not totally necessary, is first off, I would recommend that you get a tire gauge. This last time I went to track, I actually was able to monitor my tires and their temperature. On my first session, my wheels, and tires, they started off at like 32 PSI and 110 degree heat. And at the end of the session, they were 41, 42 PSI and about 180, degrees. So extreme difference from the start of the session to the end of the session, and having something like this can definitely clue you into it. So get one of these, they're super cheap. It can let you know what's happening to your tire pressures in between sessions. That helped me understand that I needed to drop mine by like 7 PSI or something crazy. The next thing that I would highly recommend is a wheel lock. A lot of times people will forget to bring these out to the track, and if something were ever to happen where you need to take your wheel off, if you forget your key for it, then it's not coming off. So make sure you bring these with you. And another thing that you will need is a way to identify your car. When you're on track, your windows are down and they require that you have a number on your car so they can call out to the other, corner workers, hey, car number 11 or car number 10 is having this issue, and they know which car it is. So you can get through with just some of this. It's painter's tape. It won't hurt your paint at all, but you can put your number safely on the side of your car. Now this is completely optional guys, you do not have to do this, but I'm a nerd and I went ahead and bought a magnetic number. This goes on the side of my car, it sticks to it perfectly, and it has my name and my number on it. So I can leave a link to where I got these. I think this set for both sides was like $43. Great Father's Day gift too if you haven't gotten one for your loved one. Alright, the next thing that you want to do is bring some fluids for your car. Some cars are prone to burn oil as they go. This car doesn't have any issue with that, but the Mustang GT350 is the car that comes to mind. There's a few others, but those guys drive around with oil just in their trunk. So if you're gonna take your GT350 or something like that to the track, I highly recommend that you bring some oil because those suckers burn it. So bring some oil if you know that you have a drinking problem. What else? This is just, optional, but is also kind of fun. bring a GoPro. Having a GoPro out there, or even better, is actually an app. It's called Track Addict. If you guys don't know what this is and you're planning to go to a racetrack, I highly recommend that you get it. What it does is it pairs up with the GPS in the sky, and it can actually know which circuit you are on, and it can record your lap times throughout your session. It can also have an awesome video that gives you telemetry of your speed and all that, your G-force. So very, very, very cool app. And there's a free version and one that costs like $10. Both are worth it to me. Whatever you end up getting, you're gonna love it. If I haven't already mentioned it, it's really important that you guys stay cool out there. So bring an ice chest, put some Gatorade in it with some electrolytes, put some water in it, get a cozy lawn chair because you're gonna want to stay hydrated in between runs. That's pretty much it. I've only got 2 other things. The first thing is a flashlight. If you're ever to rip a belt or something like that in your engine, it's nice to have a flashlight to see what's going on. The other thing that I guess, is optional for you guys is one of these. This is a tire compressor. If you accidentally take out too much temperature out of your tire, or let's say that you're gonna be driving your car to and from the track and you've taken out so much pressure because you know it's gonna get on that while you're on track, and now you're about to head home and it's at like 28 PSI. Well, you can use one of these. They plug straight into your car's cigarette lighter, and it can actually pump your tires back up to a safe limit for the street, and you can drive home. So I bring one of these every time. Anyways guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. It is by no means an extensive list. Please comment down below if you think there's some things that I left out. I'm sure I did. With that guys, we are going to sign off on this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you on the next video. Peace!